Greetings, fellow tech seekers. Shawn from Silicon Theory here, and welcome to episode 2 of my tech vlogs. Today's topic of discussion is notched displays and why they're a bad idea. So, as most of you are probably aware, the iPhone X kind of really popularized this in the common eye of most people, and that's having that little cutout in the display at the very top to allow for front-facing cameras, sensors, and in Apple's case, a few other bits of technology. It's not a good look. If you saw our review of the iPhone X, I wasn't in favor of it. It's very distracting, and especially when you are trying to view content in full screen and immersive mode, it's pretty distracting. Now, even more terrible news, a lot of other Android OEMs are starting to follow this trend. So we've seen recently Huawei has announced that their P20 device will have a notch display. The LG G7 was shown off a little bit at Mobile World Congress in 2018, and it also has a notch display that can be hidden or revealed in software. The Asus Zenfone 5 was actually touted as having a much smaller notch display than a certain Fruit Phone X. Yeah, they actually bragged about this in their presentation of their new Zenfone 5. Not a good look, Asus. The rumor is that the next OnePlus device will also have a notch display, and it's also going to feature this 19:9 aspect ratio. And there are others. There's a phone from Oppo that's going to be coming out that has a notch display, and it's not a good look. Let's just be honest and call it like it is. This is a terrible idea, and even though the recent release and announcement from Android P, the developer preview anyways, in version 1, does have native support for notch displays, that doesn't make it a good idea. Here's case in point. Not only is this my opinion, but apparently even the company that started this trend thinks it's a bad idea as well. If you remember, Shawn P and I mentioned this during one of our podcasts, and recently a rumor has come out from KGI in China that Apple itself may potentially be looking to eliminate the notch displays from their devices in as early as the 2019 release. Now, I know what you're saying. 2019 is still a year away, and we haven't even seen what the 2018 devices will look like. But anytime you are the starter of a trend, and then you immediately, in terms of technology, less than 2 years is absolutely immediately, you immediately get out of that trend, it was a bad idea to begin with. I mentioned this in my review as well. I think that the iPhone X is a great first step, but it is just that, a first step. And clearly, even though Face ID is probably not going away, the idea of a notch hopefully will. You don't have to look any further than the recent launch of the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus from Samsung to know that you can have a pretty good looking smartphone device without a notch and it still take up the vast majority of the display's front. This is the trend that most software and hardware manufacturers need to be following, not baking in native support for the notch, and definitely not manufacturing copycat lookalikes of displays with the notch. Just don't do it. It's just a bad idea. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you gently press that thumbs up button, and feel free to leave a comment down below if there's any other topics that you'd like me to rant on. You can find all of our content over at silicontheory.com. You can also follow us on social. We are at Silicon Theory on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And remember, we'll talk tech soon.